Hi, this is Roger Conrad. I'm editor of Portfolio 2020. What I want to talk about today is the impact of one of the major events of the last several weeks on not only the energy industry but also on the market as a whole, and that's ExxonMobil's decision to take over a major gas company, XTO, and thereby, for the first time, really increase its presence in the natural gas sector. The gas sector in North America has traditionally been a little more entrepreneurial than the oil sector. The oil sector has been dominated by large companies. The gas sector has been dominated by a lot of up-and-coming companies. This deal may or may not usher in a takeover wave. Certainly, in 1999, when Exxon bought Mobil, in really its last big deal, it did set off a wave of consolidation among the super oils. And the energy industry in particular. So it certainly has good precedent in that area. But what I want to talk about really is how the impact of this deal, what the impact of this deal is on the renewable energy area. We've covered a number of renewable energy companies in Portfolio 2020, ranging from geothermal companies like Ormat Technologies to superconductor companies, American Superconductor, that are involved very heavily in the conservation and through the transmission and distribution business. Companies like Itron, which are involved in the meter reading business, wind power companies, and even tidal power, which Emera and others have gotten involved with. So there's certainly a lot of emphasis in the publication on that, and it's primarily because this is an area where growth really has the potential to transcend the prevailing economic environment, and it's an area where growth is pretty much locked in, whether it be from the 33 U.S. states and the District of Columbia that have mandated greater usage of renewable fuels over the next 10 years or so, to what's going on in other countries, Europe, China, which has made a tremendous commitment to renewable energy, India, a tremendous commitment to renewable energy. So it's a market that has tremendous growth, and it also it's financed by utilities and governments, which are some of the best payers in the world. So whether the economy global economy does slip from here, or whether it picks up, this is a business that has tremendous upside. Now, this deal also has the potential to really give it a boost. And the reason that's the case is because you look at things like wind power, even geothermal, solar, they don't tend to be the most reliable sources of energy in terms of being able to generate a constant output. You have a nuclear plant, you have a coal plant, you have a natural gas plant. Output is pretty steady. It's pretty much within the as long as a company has the fuel to keep the plants running, they can keep them running at a pretty steady level of output. So that's a major drawback with renewable energy as we get into a tremendous growth phase. And what it means is that companies really need a source of backup power, and there's really nothing out there like natural gas to accomplish that. Plants can be built very quickly. They can be attached as long as there's a pipeline nearby to fuel it. They can be fueled very easily. And these were, of course, the major spurs to the growth of gas generation in the United States in the late 1990s, when we saw something like 90 gigawatts built, or 90,000 megawatts built of gas-fired power plants. Now, a lot of these plants were built with the understanding or the mistaken supposition, rather, that gas prices would remain at $1 per million British thermal units indefinitely. And of course that didn't happen. And as we got into the current decade, prices have been all over the map, as high as $18 per million BTU. And then in late 2005, that was the year where Calpine, a major producer of natural gas-fired power, filed bankruptcy, buried under a mountain of debt and caused by very aggressive building. Nothing wrong with the plants they had, just that the financing and the price of the gas they had to use to burn to fire up capacity just became too much to handle. Well, now we've seen more of a consolidation of the natural gas fired power plants in this country, which are about 20% of power at this point, but a consolidation into stronger hands. So that industry is in a little bit better shape. And also utilities themselves take tremendous interest in building huge plants. Florida Power and Light, for example, in utilities serving Southeast Florida, has built more than 4,000 megawatts. Progress Energy, another company, plans to shut down 11 coal-fired plants, replace them with major natural gas-fired plants as well. So, you know, there's been some tremendous return to stability, and I think the Exxon deal here with XTO for the first time really creates a major North American natural gas producer with the power to really ensure a price for companies. So obviously when a utility company looks at the choice, at least historically, has looked at the choice between building a coal-fired plant and a gas-fired plant, they say, well, you know, the coal-fired plant prices tends to be much more steady than natural gas. The price of the coal needed to run this plant is much more steady, and that's even true with carbon regulation coming down the pike. The Exxon deal, though, might turn this on its head. It really has the potential to, by again creating a player on the other side of the transaction, in other words, selling gas to the utilities that can be guaranteed down the road and really locked in. So that's, again, a very, very bullish development. It's a very bullish development for the renewable energy industry because it means that utilities can construct renewable energy facilities or buy renewable energy and at the same time construct backup power much more cheaply, much more easily, and again, most importantly, with the understanding that prices are going to remain fairly steady over time. We have a couple of more direct plays in the portfolio 2020 portfolio, one of them being Kinder Morgan Energy Partners, which is an infrastructure company, will benefit from greater use of gas because more pipelines and more facilities will be constructed. But again, I think that some of the major beneficiaries are going to be these renewable energy firms that, again, will have the backup power needed to run these facilities and at a reliable price. So that's all I have to say today. I look forward to chatting with you next time.